Welcome back to Melly Loves Death Metal. We've got little Duke here. Hi, buddy. You're actually in the camera today. Um, and then of course we got the cat dog Dolly up there. So the monthly CD collection update. I'm gonna start doing these monthlies like I mentioned last month for October. So go back and watch that if you didn't see. But I do have a pretty big stack to show off once again. This is just how the monthlies are gonna go. Most of these, if not pretty much all of them, with the exception of one, are new releases. I don't think anything has come out. Yeah, these are all new releases. But there is one that is not, that I hunted. And I've been hunting some older CDs these last couple of weeks. They just haven't come in yet. So some stuff was like international and stuff like that, which I don't generally buy international a whole lot anymore because, well, one, I get tired of the shipping costs because that they're annoying. And two, they just take forever. And sometimes the UPS or USPS just Fs everything up. And I don't know why I said F. Fucks everything up. And they recently just did for an order that I ordered for Chaos Records. So, yeah. Anyway, first CD is I actually hunted this after I watched an episode of Welcome to Hell show Mike Abominator's YouTube channel, which I've talked about 1,000 times on here already. He showed off the Morgion demo from 1990. What was this again? 91? 92? I don't remember. 91. Rabid Decay. And I immediately was like, oh, you know what? I completely forgot about this band, first of all. Second of all, I really like that demo. And I wonder if I can at least find like a reissue or a bootleg copy of it or something. Was not able to. But after hunting, I saw that Dark Descent Records made a compilation back in 2012 of the demo, the live rehearsal, and the 7-inch EP that they put out in 93 called Travesty. All phenomenal stuff here. And so I went and I looked when I saw it on Discogs. This was actually for sale for $10 from somebody through Discogs. And it's in like mint ass condition. God damn it. My computer's just making noise now. I swear I always mute everything before I get started, but apparently I didn't this time. Anyway, so I picked it up. I couldn't believe it. The cost was perfect. The CD is basically brand new. I mean, the case looks like it's obviously got some shelf wear, but for the most part, it's in perfect condition. So this is a compilation that Dark Descent put out back in 2012 called God of Death and Disease. And on the back, it states, the demo, the live rehearsal, and then the 7-inch EP. So perfect. That's all I need. I would love to have, them, the original copies, obviously, but not going to happen at the moment. Here's the CD, and then the artwork is done by Mark Riddick, who has a very prominent art style. Like, you pretty much know that it's him. Some more like photos underneath on the tray table of like, promo posters and stuff like that. So yeah, this is really awesome. Underground 90s death metal. The band is not active anymore. Their last full length was out in 2004. They have 2 other full lengths from 96 and 99, Among Majestic Ruined and I don't remember the second one. I was a fan of the first one. I don't know the second one. I immediately kind of fell off after the first album. But in the booklet, we've got Matt Harvey does a nice long write up there. It talks about the demo, all that stuff. And then in the back, actually, Mike Abominator himself wrote something in here as well. And then obviously there's the credits for Mark Riddick being the artist and etc. So yeah, it's a really, really cool comp. Happy to have this. Scratching off the list of underground gems that I've been trying to get into my collection. In terms of demos and EPs for the most part, depending on the length of the EP, I guess, because sometimes those are borderline full lengths. It just depends on vice versa. Anyway, I typically prefer demos on cassette tape. It's just the nostalgia of it, stuff like that. But that's not always often the easiest way, so I will just get them on CD. I don't generally like buying demos on vinyl. However, if it's some sort of a compilation, then yeah, I'll get the vinyl record for it. But I'm happy I got this. I don't know if they've actually pressed anything else in regards to this, but Yeah, so you might be able to find it on Discogs, maybe be able to find it on eBay, but I was super lucky. I couldn't believe that I, like, the minute I went to go look on it and I found it $10, I'm like, yes, sold. Give me that. So, all right, the next three are all from the same package. I got a package from New Standard Elite. If you're not familiar with New Standard Elite, which I feel like if you're not, I really would question that because they've been around for a long time and they're just known for their brutal death metal and slamming brutal death metal, whatever else. Three new releases that they've put out so far this year. I bought this, and then these two came along with it. So this band I don't know anything about, so couldn't tell you anything. I've never heard any of their stuff. This is their second full length. They're called Vulnus, and they are from Greece, a brutal death metal band. This is their second full length called Deceitful Entities. This just came out in November 6th, so it's only been out for a couple weeks. This is very good. Really well done. Brutal death metal, very much in the vein of Cannibal Corpse, older Cannibal Corpse style of brutal death metal, which is, some of my favorite. And yeah, I've never heard of this band. They have another full length out from 2015. Obviously, I've slept on this, but really enjoy this. Again, if you're a fan of brutal death metal, you'll really, really, really like this. Very, just super well written. Not that like stupid knuckle dragging, slamming stuff that tends to go around. I shouldn't say stupid. To each their own. It's not my preference of music most of the time. But yeah, this is a really good album. I've been playing this a lot ever since I got it. So a really nice and really good release from New Standard Elite so far. So this is out. I'll link in the description where you can buy it. I don't think he has anything for sale on Bandcamp anymore. I think he's all completely on his own site now. Athens City Brutal Death. So yeah, some really cool Greek brutal death metal. Awesome stuff. So check this out. If you're looking for some new brutal death metal in your collection, this is definitely worthy of that. Really, really, really enjoying this release. And then in that same package were two other releases that I knew nothing about. So this one is called Desecrated Ubiquity. This is their demo from this year, 2024. It's the only thing they've released. They are from Turkey. It's only 2 tracks, and that's it. So this is that really really stank face brutal death metal. Very, you can almost, it almost borderlines, in my opinion, as being slam. Just a little bit. I mean, not, but it gets close. But I really like I was like, yeah, I was in the mood when I heard this. I was like, yeah, this is fucking awesome. And the drums on this are absolutely maniacal. So yeah, again, I don't know anything else about this band. This is the only thing they've ever released, but this is definitely for the days of when I am in the mood for just the absolute filthiest brutal death metal that makes me feel good and happy. Because it's just so annihilating. It just annihilates your ears. It's just super heavy, ferocious, and just disgusting because it's just so heavy and hammer to the nail style of brutal death metal. So again, only 2 tracks. It's a demo, but very good. So interesting to see where else this band goes. But yeah, good stuff. Finding new stuff. New Standard Elite puts out a lot of stuff that I'm not familiar with. A lot of stuff I don't really care too much for. But yeah. And then finally the last one in that package was Theurgy, I think is how you say this name. And this is called Emanations of Unconscious Luminescence. Okay, so this one is quite the interesting one. This one is a little bit harder to digest in terms of brutal death metal. It's very technical. It's technical brutal death metal. This is their first full-length album, and they had a demo out back in 2021. I'd never heard it. This is just this really melts your brain, I guess you could say. It's just very I get, like I say, like hard to digest. Like it's just very brutal, very heavy. It's got a very unique vocal style, pretty old school sounding vocal style of brutal death metal. That's for sure. I honestly would suggest this to somebody who is really immersed in the brutal death metal scene, that like loves pretty much everything, has no qualms with it. Like they're just accepting of pretty much everything that they hear, and they collect it all. I would not suggest this to somebody who's newer to the brutal death metal scene or in death metal. Like they would turn this on and be like, "What the fuck is this?" It's like I said, it's a lot. The the production is a little bit like kind of not the best, like it's not terrible sounding, but also not the best sounding brutal death metal album. I mean, it doesn't have to be, it's brutal death metal. But yeah, I mean, this is chaotic. This is utter, like, makes my brain feel mushy after I listen to it. Definitely a mood album for sure, but very interesting to say the least. And I can see myself just in the mood for something weird and things that aren't like conventional in my head in regards to listening to brutal death metal. Like, that's the best way of saying it. It's an international band. I believe they're across the world, like Thailand and the US. I don't think, are these guys in any other bands? Based on the Metal Archives, let me pick it up. Yeah, I mean, some of these members are in tons of other bands. A lot of them, Tomarum. Oh, the guitarist is in Tomarum. Wow, this is a crazy different band from that band. Tapeworm. I mean, they're in just so many other things. So like I said, this is a new band. Definitely would listen to this and get your own opinion on it. This has really grown on me a lot. I got it because I don't have much style of brewed death metal that this has in my collection. But I do like it. It just, again, it has taken me several listens to like really fully engage and get it. But it is very good. Talented musicians for sure. Jesus Christ, like this is some like just the most unique sounding brewed death metal I've heard in a while. So they definitely are not like doing the copy paste stuff here in that regards. So you're good, Dolly. I saw you just jump down. Thank you for not taking out my blinds. She tends to do that sometimes. You can't see Duke, but he is just down here having the time of his life chewing on a bone. Okay, so those were the first couple of CDs. Let's move these out of the way so I have more room. All right, next up, I've actually had this for a while, and I don't know why I didn't talk about it in my last update. Or did I talk about this in my last update? I don't remember. If I'm showing this off again, I'm sorry. Father Befouled's new EP, what was this called again? Immaculate, what? Immaculate Pain on Everlasting Spew. So I feel like I got this relatively close to after it came out. As soon as I saw Night Shift Merch got it, I bought it. This is just an amazing death metal band. I think they're pretty underrated. A lot of people don't talk too much about them. They had an amazing album that came out 2 years ago that was really good. This EP is very good. Very just heavy, crushing, dark atmosphere as previous in their last album. So it's a good continuation. A little bit more raw sounding in regards to. But yeah, a very good EP. I've seen a lot of people actually, I should say, talk about this and give it high praise this year, which is definitely warranted. Gonna be one of my favorite EPs to come out this year, that is for sure. But this is a band that I feel like just needs a little bit more attention, I'm not gonna lie. They're really, really good. They're out of Atlanta. They're a US death metal band. Justin Stubbs is in this band, and he's incredible. Justin is awesome. He's done so many other death metal things in the scene. He's just a great musician. He was in Coffin. He was also in Infestment, which is another band that I really enjoyed. Occult, he's in Occult. It's another great band. He's in a lot of things. He does a lot of things. Justin is a very awesome musician, awesome guy in the scene. So, like, check this out if you've never listened to Father Befouled. I feel like you're missing out. Like, this is definitely one of the better bands right now in the scene, not getting as much love as they should. And this is a very good EP. If you're in the US and you don't want to buy directly from Everlasting Spew because their shipping is horrible because they're out in Italy, It takes forever to get. Night Shift merch and indie merch for sure has these. I've also seen some other distros. I think Vinyl Command and stuff like that has gotten these in stock as well. So yeah, I don't remember if I showed that off or not. I might have showed that off in my last video. I didn't think I did. I left it on my listening stack back there to like talk about in the video. Maybe I just left it because I just wanted to listen to it again. I don't remember. All right, now the next is all stuff that I've actually gotten in the last like two, 3 days. That's not true. This one I've had for about a week now. So I've been actually waiting on this for a while. I knew that it was going to be sent to me. Frank from Soul Devourment actually reached out and told me he was sending it to me. This is the new Soul Devourment Anatomia split that is currently out on Sewer Rat Records for the CD and tape, and then the vinyl Gurgling Gore has put it out. So Soul Devourment, when's the last time I've talked about this band on here? Band out of California. Awesome death doom band, man. Like one of the best in the underground. I wish they made more music. They kind of just went silent there for a while. Out on Sewer Rot. Frank is also a part owner of Sewer Rot Records. So I feel like it has been a very long time since I've talked about Sewer Rot or anything on here. I kind of miss the frequent releases and stuff. I used to like set a reminder on my phone to like go get the pre-orders because they would sell out as soon as they get announced on Bandcamp. I kind of miss those days. That was back in the days of the COVID era. But they now have a split out with Anatomia, which is an iconic death doom band from Japan. We don't need to talk about that. And it is a very, very cool release. And this split is fucking awesome. Holy shit. Soul Devourment's songs on here are some of the best stuff they've ever written. Like, if you're a death doom fanatic, you're going to absolutely love these. And again, Anatomia, same exact stuff. This is a whole entire theme split where it has a comic book incorporated with it, with a whole entire story around it, written by Frank, and then I think the artist, and I think they like collaborated. Frank and then Soul Devourment as a whole like wrote the story, and then they had an artist do the artwork for it, and yeah, it's a really cool overall theme in regards to the split. So you can actually get the physical comic book itself if you pre-order, or if you order the vinyl, like you'll get a standalone comic book version of it. The CD comes with it in the booklet, and then the tape does not have it. I did have the tape, but I shipped that off to the land down under to Simon because I wanted him to have this in his collection. So I wanted to keep the CD because it has the comic in it and stuff like that. So really, really cool collaboration. Again, just two bands I feel like don't need any introduction on this channel because I've talked about them so many times. Huge fan of Soul Devourment. Frank is awesome. And here's the liner notes in the back. Here we go. Both band. Oh yeah, this is called Tenebrous Ingestion. That's what the split is called. So what you get on this is Soul Devourment has 3 tracks. And then Anatomia has 2. I feel like the first track is just like pretty much just like an ambient thing. But anyway, really, really, really good. All brand new music. Never heard this stuff before from them. Yeah, so it looks like the comic was written by Frank and Anthony from Soul Devourment. And then they had the comic art is by Isma. The layout was by Kyle, who is also in for Sewer Rot, and the back cover art is by Kyle, which is this. And then, so this is like a collaboration of art across the board. And then the album cover is done by Gruesome Graphics. So pretty cool stuff. Yeah, this is just an awesome split. I listened to this the other day when I was picking up my son from school. You have to sit in the car line for like an hour. I listened to this like 3 times in a row. There's the back CD tray. So this is still available. It has not sold out. If you're looking for some underground music to add to your collection, this is a phenomenal split amongst 2 very, very good bands. This booklet is super thick though, and it is hard to get back in the J card or the CD case. So that's that's the only thing. But so it's probably gonna live in there now that I've got it back in there. But awesome split. I absolutely love this. I'm gonna write a pretty in-depth like talk about it on Instagram when I finally get the time. But I wanted to make sure I showed it off on here and let you guys know about it. It is phenomenal. I might do a separate video on this too and talk a little bit more in depth about it too. I gotta find the time. Keep so much stuff that I want to record. Not enough time. Okay, we're trucking through. We've got 4 more left. 20 minutes, not bad. Thought this was gonna be a lot longer. Next is another new release from a band that I just deleted my notes. Why the hell did I do that? Sorry. Technical error. Hold on. I just got this yesterday, actually, from Adirondack Black Mass. This is a new Blasphemous album called, what is this called again? To Lay Siege and Conquer. So Blasphemous is a black and death metal band from the U.S., I think the Philadelphia area. This is their 4th full-length album. I do really like their last album, Emerging Through Fire, that came out in 2018 or 2019. That was on Horror Pain, HP. I always call it HPGD, but what is it? Horror Pain Gore Death Productions or something like that. Which kind of seems like a little bit an odd choice to be on that label, because I associate a lot of them with like gore grind and grindcore and stuff like that, and like brutal death. But maybe back then, I don't know. Anyway, phenomenal album. Let me tell you. I saw this get like talked about on Instagram. I think Adirondack Black Mass posted a thing about it, and I was like, oh, that looks like something I really enjoy. Also looks like Black and Death, which is what I really like. And I went and listened to it and immediately ordered it. It's like, yep, this is an immediate buy. This is really, really good Black and Death metal. It has a little bit style of melodicism in there. Definitely sometimes reminds me of Necrophobic at times, but just really good. It has like the death metal style of screaming in here, as well as the black metal, the blackened. There's a lot of blackenness to it. Really awesome riffs. Just, it's a really well written album. I was a huge fan as soon as I heard it. So this is still available. I'm gonna link in the description where you can find it. Just an awesome release. And I said when I posted this on Instagram yesterday, like, oh, this is one of those late releases that kind of just crept up on you. Didn't expect that's going to be added to the list of amazing releases that have come out this year already. So just phenomenal stuff. This is so good. I actually played this a lot yesterday when I got it. Going to be on a frequent rotation of spins, that's for sure. Actually, if they ever release this on a vinyl, I actually might pick up a copy. But for now, I think this is the only version that's out right now. So good. So if you like that blackened death metal, definitely more of a black metal feel at times on here, you'll really, really enjoy this album. It's a quick listen too. I mean, I was done and I was like, oh, well, I'm just gonna let it play. I want to listen to it again. It's only 29 minutes, which some people will say that's not a full-length album, and they'll start yelling about it. It's 7 tracks, but they're saying it's a full-length album. I'm saying it's a full-length album, so it's awesome. Check it out. Link in the description. 3 more. This probably needs absolutely no introduction, but this finally came in after being on pre-order for a while. The new Golgothan Remains EP that came out on Dark Descent Records, called Bearer of Light, Matriarch of Death. Australian death metal band. I feel like it has been. It's 2 years since their last full-length Adorned in Ruin, which I need to get. I never bought that. That came out on Sentient Ruin Laboratories. I need to see if I can find a copy of that. This is, simply put, phenomenal. Actually, did they just come out on Friday? Yeah. Oh no, it actually doesn't come out until this Friday. Okay, so this isn't even out yet. This is officially out this Friday, but Dark Descent is getting them out early. For some reason, I thought it came out last Friday, November 22nd. So, phenomenal. It is 4 tracks, and it is just sinister, evil, dark sounding, a little bit rawer sounding. The vocal style is got just a really like desperate grass, like growly, like rumbly growl, not like your typical death metal guttural. Just this band is very evil and sinister sounding, and I feel like another band that they don't get as much love as they should. But I really, really enjoy this. I listened to this again when I got this yesterday. Listened to this several times in a row too. And then just a simple little booklet here. So, yeah, awesome. The art is done by Misanthropic Art, who's an awesome artist. I follow him on Instagram. He's done a lot of artwork for a lot of other things, so I really like that artwork. I love their logo too. Just really good. This even has like some. You can even say like maybe a little bit of a blackened element to it as well, but just that darker, more suffocating, sinister, evil, crushing death metal. Not your straightforward death metal, that's for sure. Like the meat and potatoes, like it say. So awesome EP. Dark Descent is on a roll. I saved the last two because these two are going to be on my year-end list. Finally got them in. Took forever. One of them I just took forever to order. It kept selling out every time I saw it go live on people's distros and shit. I was getting annoyed because it's on a label that is out of Spain, so you have to buy. For me, you have to buy through the distro, and that is. Here we go. I finally fucking got it. So this is probably one of the most like requested album for me to like show off or talk about, or if I've heard. And this is Coffin Curse with the continuous nothing. This actually has been out for a while. This is Chilean death metal, which I feel like right then and there is like full stop. Just buy it. It came out in April, and this actually has made quite a bit of a whirlwind in the underground scene. A lot of people are talking about it, a lot of high praise around it. And yeah, it's a very good album. Unfortunately, I've only been listening to it on streaming, but I finally found a copy of it that wasn't sold out because like Desert Wastelands would get it sold out. This person would get it sold out. This person had it sold out. And like it's on Memento Mori, which is out of Spain. So their albums can be a little bit challenging to get in if US distro doesn't have them. So, all right, this album, man, what's to say about it? It is just a really, really well done, written, straightforward death metal album. Wears the influences of old school death metal on their sleeve, that's for sure. I hear a lot of vomitory in this every once in a while, just a tiny bit of like Sarcophago. Sometimes at times, like even like Altars of Madness with how like the riffage can be, or Morbid Angel, sorry, but yeah, like just phenomenal death metal album. Like riffs for days, super catchy. Every single song stands alone. Nothing sounds the same. Like everything is just it just is very engaging. It's not boring at all. And a lot of that is the things that I look into when it comes to death metal albums that I really enjoy. They're not rewriting the wheel here whatsoever, but it is really well written death metal. I've said death metal like 100 times now. 8 tracks, 43 minutes long, perfect length. Just I cannot say enough good things about this album. I finally have it. Like this is one of the CDs where I finally just when I saw it, I think I got this off of Shadow Kingdom Records, which I believe that they use Health Headbangers for distribution now, because it came from that area. So yeah, here's the booklet, lyrics and other photos in here. There is a center spread of some liner notes, which I thought that was interesting. They put that in the middle with the band. The band is also, the members of the band are also in the band. I'm going to say it wrong, but it's an awesome band. Iana, I think is how you say it. I probably butchered that. They are obviously a legendary underground death metal band. They don't need any more introduction. It's, Inanna. That's how you spell it. Inanna. That's how you say it. Yeah. Anyway. So this is their band, another band that they have. Just so good, man. Like I know I'm so behind people. I pretty much most of the like death metal YouTubers that I follow, or just metal YouTubers that I follow, have at least shown this off. Most of them have. So I was having some FOMO there, but I finally got it. The cover art is done by Daniel Hermosilla. So I like the cover art. It's pretty cool. Yeah, so fantastic album. Memento Mori. Just like I said, it's going to be on my year-end list. There's the back tray table. So, yeah. I don't know what else to say. I feel like everybody else has talked about this album already. But yeah, people were like messaging me on Instagram. Have you heard this yet? Like sharing the Bandcamp link with me. Have you heard this yet? I haven't seen you talk about it yet. Do you have it? Did you listen to it? Have you done it? And then in the comments and then on Facebook. And yes. I finally have it now. Fucking awesome album. And then again, the final thing to talk about today, another one that's going to be on my year-end list. This is a band that I credit Ken from Ken's Death Metal for putting on my radar back in 2020 with their EP called Laments from the Dripstone Cave. that came out. Been a fan of them ever since. They came out with a full-length album. Their first full-length album was in 2022, Dark Paths of Humanity. I showed that, and now they have a second full-length album out, Waking Nightmares of an Endless Void, Intolerance. This is also a Memento Mori CD, and then it was also done by Gods of War Productions. As soon as this was announced, as soon as I heard it, I immediately started messaging some US distros. I was like, hey, are you guys getting this in stock? I want it so bad. This band is so awesome. Like, Spanish death metal, they're from Spain. Such a fan of their first album. Love their EP and their demo that they've had out. And this album does not disappoint. Great sophomore album from them. Very, very, like, almost at times can sound a little bit of like Autopsy, just in times in terms of like the vocal style. It's just pummeling, it's crushing, it's got great riffs, evil sounding. Yeah, it's just a killer release, and I'm a huge fan of this band. So I reached out to Ben from Iron Fortress, and like, hey, you're gonna get this, and yeah, he's getting a stock, but he hasn't gotten yet. When I was on Shadow Kingdom the other day, because I did the metal tracker or the metal detector and found that they had this in stock after not being able to find it on Discogs for a good price. And I saw this, and I was like, I'm just going to grab it. I've been waiting for this. I want this. I love this album. I'm tired of streaming it. It's only on YouTube. It's actually not on Apple Music or anything. I just want to be able to play it. So, fantastic death metal. And this is very much in the vein of similar sounding to Dripping Decay. I guess is a pretty good band to compare them to in regards to like modern death metal, but just straightforward, meat and potatoes death metal done really well, great riffs, all that stuff. So yeah, huge fan of this band. Once again, all the links will be in the description for all these releases. Check these out. Oh, that's all I have. 32 minutes long. These videos are always going to be longer. So yeah, December was probably my December CD collection update is probably going to be a lot of old school death metal and gems that I've been hunting. Yeah, because I've been trying to get some more stuff back in my collection. Stuff that I've had in my collection that I sold off a long time ago and I just regretted it. So like that's what I've been doing lately for buying CDs. So that's all I have. Hope you guys have a great day. I'll see you in the next one.